Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Hey guys, welcome to Creators today. We have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Fitchie.
Hey, welcome, sweetheart. I'm glad you're here.
I know, I'm really happy to be here as well. We've got our hat vibe going on.
I mean, we're just too cool for school. So you were a singer, you makeup, you do makeup, you do hair, you do it all. You're super talented. I mean, you created an album, like, I guess you could say what, an EP, an album, a mixtape. It's on Spotify. Listen to it. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I did a Christmas album, and it was, it's like my friend and I who produced it. We kind of were like, Christmas songs are really melancholy and sad, but they are produced in a holly jolly way. And what if we mix it up a little bit and did a record that felt like the lyrics, if that makes sense? And so it's a little melancholy. It's a little bit, you're not going to be like a ho, ho, ho kind of experience, but it's something you can light a fire to and just kind of listen and enjoy a cozy evening. So it's really fun.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Take me back to the beginning. Where did your love for singing come from? Like, how old were you when you were started singing?
I personally didn't recognize my love for music until I was a little bit older, but I had family members who were always asking me to sing, always asking me to just do something, and I was so shy. I didn't want to do it. It wasn't until I want to say middle school that I kind of recognized, I can kind of sing a little bit. This is kind of fun. I'm still super shy. I didn't start publicly singing until I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
I did one play, and that took a lot for me to even do. It was a musical, and I was on my choir team, and I started singing at youth group. But I like to tell the story of the first time that I sang at youth group. The microphone was essentially off, and I was hiding a fake ficus tree. But since then, my journey has taken me to some of the coolest theaters in Portland, and some songs on the radio, and places I would have never foreseen myself being, because I was very behind the scenes, don't want to be seen.
I mean, you were in LA for a bit. You were doing hair, makeup on these amazing sets, and I mean, you're really good. How did you fall into that? I mean, did you always know how to do hair and makeup, or are you just kind of
It kind of came as more of, I needed a creative outlet. I was working with a bunch of interior designers, just kind of doing reception work and managing them a little bit. And I, was in charge of their social media, the company. And I would find myself scrolling for furniture and all this stuff. But then by the time that was done, I'm like, oh, it's either what am I going to have for dinner tonight, or what is this hair and makeup look? I want to see this. And I lived with a bunch of roommates where before we would go out, or they had an event or anything, they'd always come to me and be like, can you help me with my hair? Can you help me with my makeup? So that came a little bit organically. And I recognized hey, this actually is something that I'm already doing. I enjoy it. It's a way for me to serve people and love somebody really tangibly. So why not just kind of check this out? And so I needed to do something outside of an office. I needed to be creative, be hands-on, be in front of people and chat with them and, be a part of their experience. So I went to cosmetology school, And I knew that going into cosmetology school, I did not want to work at a salon. That wasn't, that just wasn't my jam. And I knew that the beauty industry was so much bigger.
Yeah.
So like film, TV, how can I get involved in this? And so I don't know how this had happened. You know, you sometimes think about like, oh, I'm like manifesting these opportunities to happen. But a friend of mine was working at a little shop in Portland, and a talent scout came in. They were doing a Google shoot. And he's like, I'm looking for a group of friends, for people to essentially sell this like Chromecast thing, but they just needed people to act like they were in a living room and hanging out. And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing today, and kind of searching for it. And he goes, well, you look cool. Do you have any friends? And so he gets on the phone and quickly calls like all of us. We get selected to be a part of this like Google photo shoot, film commercial thing. And while I'm on set, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take an opportunity to figure out how these people got to where they are. I'm like, yeah, this is a really fun experience, but it's also one day. Like, I want to know how you got to be to where you are. And so there was a woman there. She's one of the producers on the shoot. And I'm just chatting with her for hours. Like, how did you get set up? How did you get here? Blah, 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 blah. And she gives me her email address. And after the shoot, I'm like, email. Wait a couple weeks, email. I'm like, I am going to get your attention because that's how you told me you got started in the industry, was somebody gave you an email and you emailed. So she finally meets up with me for coffee. And she's like, let me tell you how you kind of get started. Let me give you this person's email. So I'm like, all right, we're just going to go down this rabbit hole of just taking people out to coffee, emailing strangers, and just essentially offering my help. Like I was a sponge. I just wanted to learn. And that landed me in somebody calling me and saying, hey, I need a PA for this shoot for like 4 days out, and we're shooting this film. So I was like, yeah, I have no experience doing that, but I'm going to skip school for 4 days and be like, yes, I'm doing this. And so that was like my first experience shooting and like being on a film set, and I got to be in the film, which is so weird.
Wow.
But it was like, all right, I'm doing this. This is how I'm going to just barge my way kind of into this industry. And from that, I started doing collaborations with photographers. Like I met a model who had a photo shoot, and she's like, I need a stylist. I met her at church in like one of those, you know, say hi to your neighbor kind of thing. she's like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm in school, cosmetology school, but I do hair and makeup. And she's like, I have a photo shoot coming up. I need a stylist. And I was like, here's my card. Call me. I'm into this. So I start doing photo shoots with her photographer because we just kind of jived really well. And then lo and behold, one day he's becoming, why can't I think of the word right now? He shot the film. He shot the film that I met you on. And yeah, he called me and he's like, here's an opportunity. We need a makeup artist or a hair artist. Are you available? And I was like, again, I will be skipping school and I will be a part of this project. Went down to LA, met you, and just kind of from there have just been kind of knocking on people's doors and saying, hey, let me offer my help. I just want to be a fly on the wall, and then getting to be in rooms that I'm like, I should not be here, but thank you, God. Having a lot of fun along the way.
That's amazing. I mean, the fact what I noticed in what you said a lot was that, yes, I'm available. Yes. Like you just, yes, you know, a lot of people say, it was interesting. They kind of stop we kind of can stop our own blessings of closing that doors. Like, oh, that's not for me. Or maybe my career, I think should be over here. But when you're just saying yes to a lot of, like, that door leads to another door, which leads to this door because this person might have, you know, you just never know. So that's pretty amazing.
And I feel like that's the only like step up kind of into the industry, is to say, like, I don't care what it is. I will do that. And I just want information. And something that like I've recognized, when you're humble and kind of put your pride in your back pocket a little bit and just kind of do the work, people really see that and they want that type of person on their team. And so they extend opportunity to you because they're like, I saw the way that you showed up. I saw the way that you kind of you just took the cards as they were dealt to you and kind of filled in roles that maybe you weren't even there to do. And that builds a rapport. And then they start kind of passing your name along, and then to where eventually I'm not available for that type of work anymore, but I do this. And it kind of lets you streamline a little bit because you started off very broad, and then it allows you to be specific.
How was LA? How did you like that experience? Did you enjoy LA?
LA had its pros and cons for me. It was hard. I mean, when I look back on my experience, I think I got to do things that take people years to get into. And I can't pinpoint, like, yeah, I deserve to be there. It's just somehow things were kind of falling into opportunities. Again, like being willing to wake up at 5 a.m. and be somewhere. It was both a really great experience and allowed me a lot of just time on set, time building relationships. I actually probably would do it again.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's where we met. What's your favorite beauty line, like as far as makeup, because you do makeup? What do you like, a certain brand or like a company makeup that you're like, oh yes, you recommend that?
I do. It kind of depends on the products though. Like each line, I'm not like sold out for one single like line. It's like some lines have something that are really great. Some lines, like some of their stuff is like, I'll pick something else. A lot of things that I use on my brides would be Face Atelier. Like it's like the most flawless, beautiful coverage if you're going for that high definition, very, very bridal. But I also love Lancome. I like their products. I like the way that they feel. I like their texture. I like a lot of those things. It Cosmetics is really kind of going up on my list because of the active ingredients that are in it. So when you pair like skincare and makeup, that is important to me because your taking care of your skin is part of the makeup process. So yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of like working around figuring some things out. I'm not a diehard for anything.
Yeah.
But it is kind of fun to pick and choose and find new things that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite type of like, because you could do it all. I've seen you do like makeup effects, which is absolutely, you did that on the film that we were on. I was like, wow, that's impressive. Yeah. Like, do you like that better than just, I guess it just depends on the job, or you like it all really? There's no.
There are some things I don't love doing like full glam. For some reason, it's just not my favorite thing. I specialize in fine art bridal, so it's going to be that like flawless, like somebody still looks just like themselves, but just a little bit effortless, I want to say, where it looks a little bit more like magazine, really soft and pretty and feminine and kind of like an organic look. The special effects is really fun. It just takes a lot of time, but it is crazy cool to recognize that like you can transform something entirely. But I think for me right now, what I really like is those just really beautiful details of where skin looks like skin and there's texture, but it's still flawless and beautiful and looks like just glowy and effortless and moisturized. You get those like contour and you're like, you do not look like you've drank an ounce of water.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Drink water.
Drink water.
Everyone out there,
This is
drink
public
water.
service now. Look at this.
Really quick, your inspiration for music. What inspired you to sing? Like, who was your inspiration in the music world?
It changes. It changes a lot. Growing up, it was people like, we've talked about this before, is people like Mariah, Whitney, even like Selena. Oh man, I was a big Selena fan. All for One, you know, you think about those like old school Boyz II Men, like give me that R&B kind of love songs, but they're kind of big and bold and emotional. I think now it's transitioned from, you know, I think you have like the new age artists that are really similar to the old school Mariah's, like even Ariana Grande, you know, she can get those whistle tones. She can kind of do those like poppy things, but she's going to give you a little bit of that really big vocal range. You know, people like Sam Smith and Yeba and Tori Kelly, all of those people that can do incredible things with their voice. So I think for me, I'm really inspired by artists that can do crazy things with their vocals.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I guess I aspire to be and look up to. Right now, I am going into a little bit of a different music style that I've ever done before. So instead of like that drama, gotta make you feel something ballad, I'm trying to make like club music, kind of like pop. Like it's really fun. And I feel really inspired by like the Betty Who's of the world, right? So she's just fun. And I think the world needs a little bit more fun right now. Who else have I been listening to right now? Oh, The Night Game. It just sounds so 80s, like big 80s ballads that are filled with synth, and that is kind of where my direction is going currently. I love it. It's just like cool. I'm like trying to channel my inner like Paula, you know, Paula Cool. I'm like,
love her. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to kind of get on that level a little bit and say like, yeah, we all just need a chance to get back to that. I don't want to call it escapism, but it's like, I realize when I listen to happy music, I start feeling a little bit happy. So like, I want to kind of contribute to that.
Yeah, you're right. And like I said, like even right now during this time, you know, it's such a weird time that we're all in right now. So it's definitely timely and needed. People would love to hear that because you're right. It is rough out there and we need more positive vibes being put out there versus all the negative and the news and stuff. So I look forward to that.
Oh girl, I'm gonna call you. I have like music videos already in my mind. I'm like, how do I fly Meosha up here and just feed her everything I can? Starbucks probably 100 times a day.
Oh my God, yo, I'm not an addict anymore. I promise to God, I literally have stopped. I found out that I had a problem when I checked my bank. I was like, Starbucks, literally it was just Starbucks. I was like, I have a problem and I gotta stop.
Hey, I just got an espresso machine, so I will fill you with whatever you need. I just need your directing skills.
I will be there. I'd love to come. Oh my God, I love it. Love it out there. It's beautiful. How's everything out there actually with the whole like COVID? Is it kind of crazy still? Is it better?
What I've been hearing more is the protest. So Portland's been in a protest for around 9 days right now. So they haven't stopped. So COVID, I feel like I'm not hearing a lot more. It's not getting as much coverage as it was before. I think cases they've kind of plateaued a little bit.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong because, you know, when you're protesting, you're not socially distancing. People are wearing masks, but it's still, you know, I have not looked at the numbers. I know that it's not what's happening kind of like in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'd love to come. Last question to whoever that's listening, what advice would you give them if they, you know, want to get into the industry? What advice would you give them? Whether it's singing, makeup, hair, whatever. They want to do what you're doing.
I would say knock on doors. That is one that's like, you can have the world's best dream, but if nobody knows about it, you're just going to be singing to your room or making videos, which, hey, like videos, they go viral. I feel like I always just give this advice of like, just do something. Just like, you want to be a dancer, great. Choreograph a dance, record it, start posting, like start doing whatever it is that you think you want to try and step into. And then I would say find people. So like literally the opportunities that I've gotten were because I typed online while I was in school, top makeup artists in Portland, and found that artist and was like, hey, can I take you out to coffee? I just want to know how you got to where you got. And then by the end of that coffee date, she's like, do you want to join my team? And I'm like, okay, incredible. Just getting to like join one of the top bridal teams like in Portland, which led to a connection to being able to be on one of the top bridal teams in Venice, California. Like, it's just kind of like, hey, knock on that door, knock on that door, knock on that door, because it's a numbers game and somebody is going to say, yeah, I'll take a chance on you, because they recognize that you're willing to do hard work. So yeah, that's what I would say. You have somebody you're following online, reach out to them, be like, hey, I really admire your stuff. Can you give me any advice on how to do this? Make a phone call. That's something that like people don't do anymore. It's like, I had a phone conversation with this stylist in Canada because I just reached out to her. I liked what she was doing. I was like, hey, would love to chat like on the phone with you. And she's like, this is refreshing to chat on the phone because people don't do this anymore. It ended up turning into a thing of like, hey, I'm in Canada. Let's meet up. And she like spent the whole day showing me around Canada. One of my bosses said she treats every small job like it's a gigantic job. You never know where that photo or like that interaction is going to take you. And so it's like, give 100% of the time, because those opportunities are sometimes bigger than like the big ones that you think you're landing.
Absolutely. I love that. Love it. Thank you so much. By the way, what are you working on? You have anything like that's coming out that you're working on?
I'm working on music right now, and I cannot wait to release it. I feel like let me just give you a preface of what it is. I like to describe it of like, the cantina in Star Wars.
Yes.
Like all the aliens are kind of together. So like that's my vibe. That's my image of like all those aliens together kind of in like a go-go club. I'm talking about monsters, like rocking like monsters on Mars. Like that's kind of fun. I'm talking about Saturn and all these weirdy things that they make some sort of sense. I mean, there's a storyline, but it's not going to make you like have gut feels, but it's going to kind of make you do this a little bit. And I'm so excited about it. And so every Wednesday we get together, write stuff. So we're going over there tonight. Today is Wednesday. We're going over there and gonna continue to work on stuff. We've got it'll be a small EP, but
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. So if you follow my music page, that is where you will find updates. It's Alyssa Fitchie Music on Instagram, and that's also where you can find a link to the Christmas album that's out, and kind of anything else on there. So it's really fun.
Yeah, which is amazing, everyone. Which is amazing. Absolutely amazing voice. I tell you all the time. I think you're brilliant. I'm excited. I'll definitely keep out for your new EP. I can't wait. And when it comes out, let us know so we can like play it and put it out on.
Yeah, absolutely. I will.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the day. Until next time, remember to live, love, laugh. Bye, everybody.
Bye.